past couple of years, my biggest problem with Xbox has actually been related to Halo Reach. You see, I'm happy with my Xbox. I don't feel like I'm missing out on a whole bunch like everyone else says that I am. I don't know. It fits my personal preference, and it's working for me at the moment. So, why does Halo Reach top my list of issues? Well, first of all, the Master Chief Collection comes out without Halo Reach, and stays without Halo Reach for like 5 years now? Then when the Scorpio launched, everyone was looking forward to a Reach enhancement. At least I saw a lot of people hoping that Reach would get bumped to 4K, so it might be 30 FPS, but it'll look really sharp while being 30 FPS, and get rid of a lot of that really fuzzy image that you could, come to expect from the 360 era of games. So then that didn't happen, and then during EXO 2018, they didn't even mention Halo Reach, which made me mad because at the time there were lots of little, rumors about Reach becoming remastered and all of that. And now, finally, 4 years after my complaints started, Halo Reach is a part of the MCC in 4K 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X, and I believe 1080p 60 FPS on the base Xbox. Now, I could be wrong, there might be some different fluctuations there. The one thing I have heard is that people have been dealing with performance issues, but luckily I really haven't. In the matches that I played, I never noticed a massive frame rate drop, so either I was just blinded by the hype or I just really didn't notice them. But either way, there's something very special about revisiting a game that used to be in sub HD 30 FPS running at, I believe, 24 Hz servers, and now we have 60 Hz servers, 60 FPS, and now we're dealing with 4K resolution. Now, obviously, it's still an older game, and it does feel like some animations did not transfer well to 60 FPS. It also does seem like some of the graphical quality didn't age well. Now, the art style definitely did, but some of the textures and things do seem a little dated, but that's to be expected. This is not a remaster, this is an enhancement. But it was really hard for me to go back to Halo Reach despite it being my favorite Halo game, because when I get to play 1 through 4, and then also 5 if I was in the mood, I guess, at 60 frames per second, and then I go back to play Reach, and it's half of that frame rate, it's rough. Luckily, Reach has always felt very smooth and snappy to me. I don't know why, it just has always really clicked with me the way it controls. But it being in this higher frame rate at a sharper resolution just makes all of the difference. Now, I haven't played the campaign yet, but I have played Firefight, and I've played multiplayer, and of course, the first thing I wanted to go into was Big Team Battle. And now, let's talk about something that's been talked about a lot in Halo Reach, and that is Bloom. Now, I like Bloom in Halo, and maybe that makes me a casual scrub, but I like the way DMR gunfights play out when there's Bloom, because people have to pace their shots and wait for their center reticle to finish spinning before firing again. In my opinion, that makes gunfights more skill-based. People say it adds randomness, but only if you're spamming. If you're pacing your shots and landing accurate headshots, you're rewarded, compared to somebody that is spraying and will deal with the Bloom of their shots going left and right and in a cone formation. And in the game's current state, I don't find armor lock to be that annoying either. When I see people use armor lock, yeah, it can be frustrating, but a lot of the times, I'll just run away from them. I'll let them burn it out, and oftentimes it gets people killed. I see people come out of armor lock and immediately die, more often than not. And when they use armor lock, they can't sprint, they can't use a jetpack, they can't go invisible, they can't do a lot of other things because they're giving up those more, in my opinion, versatile traits in order to become invulnerable for a second, which might win them a gunfight, it might get them out of a sticky situation. Do I think the game would be worse if it wasn't there? No, I think the game would even be maybe a little better, but it's never really bothered me. It's annoyed me at times, but I've also killed people because they didn't know how to use it properly, and so I like that. And when it comes to Reach, I've always really just liked the time to kill. It has always felt snappier to me than something like Halo 3 and Halo 2 and 1. It just feels very, very crisp. I don't know what it is about Reach's time to kill, because I've never really looked into it too much, and I don't even feel like I need to, because I just know that I like it. I like the way I kill, and I like the way I die. I don't like dying, but it never feels like I die too fast, or doesn't feel like it takes too many shots to kill somebody. Because although I do like Halo as a franchise, and in fact I love Halo as a franchise, I'm still like a general FPS player. I like Battlefield and Halo and Call of Duty and, lots of others, so I don't really like adjusting to a much longer time to kill with a really high skill gap whenever I come to play Halo, but when I come to Reach, even after I haven't played it in months, it just works for me. It's, in my opinion, the perfect blend of skill-based and intuitive. It's more skill-based than something like COD. It's something more like along the lines of Battlefield in my mind, where it's slightly harder to get a kill, but it feels intuitive and snappy to do so. It's just not as laser beam as something like COD. One of the other things I love about playing Halo in general, but Reach especially, is the maps. I love Halo maps. There's very few Halo maps that I dislike, and the reason is because the longer time to kill and the way all of the armor abilities and the movement works allows them to build many different types of maps that all are very different. Like, they're very different from each other. There's lots of variety there, because in a fast time to kill game like COD or Battlefield, you couldn't have a map with a giant tower like this where everybody can just shoot down on everyone. Everyone would just keep dying, and it would be such an overpowered position that it would not be fun to play on. But Halo's longer time to kill, and vehicles, and gravity lifts make it a fun sandbox. It's an interesting experience just having a play session in something like Halo Reach, because every map is going to be different, and the variety in your engagements and how people play is going to be different. And it's also good because the weapons that kill the fastest are likely going to be power weapons that people have to actually move to get and learn the positions of. One of the things I didn't like about later Halo games is they let everybody know where the weapons were by putting a heads-up display over them, letting everyone know where it is, where I think part of the game's learning curve should be remembering where weapons spawn. And those weapon spawns will become power positions in and of themselves because you want to control where the rocket launcher or the shotgun or the sniper rifle spawns. That's important information to have. So people are battling for height advantages, people are battling for long sight lines, people are battling for power weapons, people are battling for vehicle control and dominance on the battlefield, and it just plays well, especially in my opinion on Big Team Battle. I think Big Team Battle is my favorite way to play Halo, just in general. It just seems like there's a lot more going on the larger maps with the vehicles and all of that. And I'm just kind of gushing here. I like Reach for what it is, and I know some of you might disagree, and you could probably write me an essay in the comment section as to why Reach is a bad, unbalanced, terrible game. It's not competitive, it's super poopy. You could do that, go for it. But this game is like 10 years old now, so I just like it. I've just always liked it. This is not something that's going to get massive balancing changes and buffs and nerfs and reworks. This isn't like the new Call of Duty where we can just obsessively bitch about everything until the developers eventually cave in or ignore us for good. This is already done. This has already been made. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. And this is a game that I very much so like. In fact, after I'm done uploading this video, I am going to be live streaming some Halo Reach on this channel. I live stream on this channel occasionally. I'm going to try to get into doing it more often now. So stay tuned for that. And to the people that already come to my live streams, thank you for the donations and the super chats. And I think now you can buy like big emojis that like take up the whole chat or something for like money. I don't know, YouTube does weird shit, but thank you for anyone that does those things and supports my live streams. I know that I'm not the most interesting, high-skilled player you'll ever meet, but I do enjoy the live streams. I do enjoy talking to you guys, and yeah, so come by to my streams and ask questions and stuff. And I'll do more Halo Reach videos soon, talking about my favorite maps, showing some live commentary stuff of maybe some private matches with my buddies. And I might live stream a campaign playthrough, because Halo Reach's campaign is by far one of my favorites. So thank you for watching this video. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.